Hello, hello, hello. Hello, friends. Welcome to Stay Home with Steph. What episode number is this? I don't even know. I feel like 41, maybe 41. Today is Saturday, June 6th. Can you even stand it? It's June already, people. If you're watching this on YouTube, it is a pre-recorded video from Saturday, June 6th, from, we're going to say 2:10 to 3:10 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know about you, but it feels like it's been a minute since I've done this. Because it has been. So I hope everyone's Saturday is going well. It is, as my grandfather would say, hotter than the hinges of Hades outside. It is, it keeps going back and forth between 99 and 100. And it feels like, yeah. Pam's looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, check your weather app, okay? But the feels like is like 110. That's not what my car says.
Well, it says feels like 90. Yeah. Feels like 94.
It's 94. Anyway, it's hot. Okay, it's hot. Anything over 72 is hot. Yeah, I should just move to, like, Iceland, probably. I much prefer the cold. Anywhoosie whatsy, happy Saturday. And anybody that knows or like has lived here or lives here or has ever visited in the summer, like if you were here for SitchCon at some point in time, it is a relentless heat. It is a relentless sticky. I said to Kia yesterday, I said, it's like the walk outside and just stick to everything heat. It's so bad. So, bless central air conditioning. Very happy about that. So, I hope everyone had a great week. I know I haven't seen you in a while, but that's okay. Thank you for letting me take some time. I feel this overwhelming sense of obligation, not necessarily because I don't like that you're just staring at me.
Is it okay? Is it working?
Yeah. She's just sitting over there staring at me like, as I know all of you are doing as well, except not creepy in my living room with me. Yeah, this overwhelming feeling of obligation, and not not in a bad way, in the way that obligation has a negative connotation, but a sort of, I hope y'all can hear my cat in the litter box. Like, I know that you all like these, and I know that I like them, and I know that you all expect them, and there's a bar that I've set, so he's still staring. Still sitting over there staring at me. And so when I cancel, or when I, go on and say, yay, it's going to be today, and then it ends up just being a really crappy day, and I'm in no place to do a live, I really, really feel terrible about that. So, like, genuinely bad about that. Not just like, sorry, I couldn't do it, but like, I genuinely feel bad, because it's a commitment that I made to you all, that I made to myself, and, I feel like this is helping a lot of people. It's helping me. But I'm in this weird place of like, trying to, like, Keepsakes is starting to like reopen, and my schedule's going back to like normal. And that kind of thing. And so it's like figuring all that stuff out. And then I have other stuff going on. So, yeah, it's a lot. But at the end of the day, we're here to talk about cross stitch, right? So, from like 80 years ago, it feels like, we need to finish up my list of cross stitch tools. I had my go bag here, and at least sometimes I have a brain, which is nice. And I write down all of the items that I have put in my go bag. Hi, Darla. And so at the end of the video, or at some point throughout the video, we will review all the items in the go bag. So because I've been keeping track. And if I had to take things out, I've written it down. So I should have everything in there. So yay. So a couple of little items really quickly. I wanted to, I talked about, and now I don't remember which episode it was, but I talked about these, highlighter strips. They come in, you can either get them in yellow, you can get them, they come in a 3-pack, and so there's either all yellow, or there's like a tricolor that is yellow, green, and orange, I think. And I just happened to get the 3-pack, with the 3 different colors or whatever, and yellow and orange are my favorites. The green, for me, is a little bit too dark, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not terrible. You can still see stuff through it, but whatever. I forgot to do that. But when I showed you all these, I didn't have this handy, and I wanted to show you all it. Let me take the price tag. Oh, you can get a 3-pack of red, too, apparently. So, the brand that I have is from Yarn Tree, and we sell them at Keepsakes, and I've never seen red, but there might be another brand that makes them, or something similar, that they come in red, but, so this is what it is. So it literally just says, highlighter guide, and original magnetic static cling 3-piece. So, as you can tell, these are the static cling ones. And it says, keeps your place without hiding the chart or text. And it says, cross-stitch, knitting, and crochet, maps, and recipes. I want to see somebody use one of these on a paper map in the car. That would be hilarious. Well, hello, Aless. Is that how you say your name? Oh, Yarn Tree sells the red pack, too. Fantastic. Yes, you can be my highlighter guide. And Aless 1979, she said, hello, I am a new viewer from Liverpool, UK. Love your floss tube. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Love my UK viewers. So yeah, so the ones that, this is just like the brand name, so I wanted to show you all that. The pack of 3 is $3.50 at Keepsakes. Or at least it was when I bought it. For reference. So I wanted to show you all that. Okay, and then, there were literally 2 remaining tools that I did not talk about at the end of my last Stay Home with Steph video, and so I wanted to finish that whole series situation up. So, 2 tools, my last 2 tools, I'm just making sure that I have it on my list. One is a corner gauge. Now, if you're like, what in God's green earth is a corner gauge? This is what it is. This is a corner gauge. So, for those people who are like top left corner starters. I've had a few projects where I have started in the top left corner or top right corner or bottom left or whatever. If you're a corner starter of some kind, these corner gauges are super awesome. This one was made by Fripperies. Used to be called Retromantic Fripperies. And it's a lightweight wood. If you don't have one of these on hand and you need to start something right now and you don't have one of these, a post-it note is exactly this. So this has, I don't know if you can see, 3-inch, well, I know it's backwards, but, so 3-inch, 2.5, and 2. So, if you set this in the corner of your piece, so let's pretend that this is fabric. If you set this, and like it doesn't have to be perfect, but, and then that right there, that dot right there, that is 3 inches over and 3 inches down, and that's where you start. Right, if you want a 3-inch border. Now, if you want a 2.5-inch border, then you just move the line of the paper, or the fabric, I should say, to 2.5, 2.5, in there. And the same for 2 inches. That, right? So, also you can set this, yeah, no, that's not right. Really, cat? You just had to make an appearance, didn't you? Yep. Sorry about that. What are you doing? Come here. Say hi. Okay, yep. Okay. Really, don't put your butthole on the camera. It's not very nice. So rude. So these ones were made, I don't know if you can tell, but that says StitchCon on it. That's a StitchCon logo. And so, yes, that's what I was trying to figure out, Kia. Kia said, you can use the opposite way too, and the pinholes are to mark with an erasable pen. So, there's these holes too. So if you put it opposite like this, that's 2, that's 2.5, that's 3. That makes sense? And then it's like multi-purpose, so these holes are for threads if you want to have it as a thread keep. These little holes are the pinholes that Kia is talking about. But you can see it's not very thick at all. It fits perfectly in a go bag if you are one that need this. I'm typically a middle starter, so I don't typically need one of these. But I do like them in that, especially for like ornaments and stuff. What I will do when I'm cutting a piece of fabric for an ornament, I will typically, regardless of how much fabric I actually need, I like to cut it at least big enough to fit in a 6x6 Q-snap, so that means it needs to be like at least 7 inches all the way around. Well, sometimes you don't need all that fabric for like finishing, so I will use something like this or like a mini ruler or whatever, and find the 2 inches and then just cut the excess fabric off, because I like my finishers and I don't want them to hate me. So sometimes I use it for this, but, this was a StitchCon item, so I needed to have that. Yes, Keepsakes does sell these. I think we have some that say Keepsakes, we have some that say StitchCon, we have some that say other items, other things, I'm not sure. But yes, we do have these. And when I get done talking about the tools, I will show my go bag and what all is in there. So, yes, I will go over that. But these are really great. Made by Fripperies, aka Retromantic Fripperies. They have an incredible range, I will say, just as a shameless plug for them. They have a really phenomenal range of items that, like, if you have a shop that doesn't have anything like this. So obviously, like, we had to get in touch with them to have this put on there, right? So we have some that, like, look like a green gingham bag. We have some that, like, have keepsakes, whatever. So if your shop owner just reaches out to Fripperies and, can get them a logo, they will laser cut it into the wood. It's literally that simple. It's awesome. We had custom ones made for Stitch Away last January from Tell an Emblem. And what the designer, what Chris Ann did, was she had, like a little corner of, the exclusive chart that she gave to keepsakes. She had the, motif burned into the corner gauge. It was amazing. It was super, super cool. So the possibilities are really endless with these. So if your LNS or somebody that is, planning a retreat or something like that, Fripperies is really amazing. So just something to keep in mind. But they make a ton of stuff, from thread keeps and rulers and all kinds of fancy stuff. Okay. I don't remember offhand what the retail price of this is, and I'm sorry. But it is a custom woodcut item, so it's not like $2. But it's not, I don't know. I don't know how much it is. I don't want to quote and be wrong. Okay. And then the last item, or tool that I think is important. So I should have probably started with this, but if this is the first time that you're watching this ever, this is the last installment of my Steph's favorite cross-stitch notions, tools, whatever you want to call it. This is the 4th episode, I believe, 4th installment. And so the items that I'm talking about, the items I'm showing, are items that are notions that I either use every day or I have within reach because I've need them enough to need them close by. And then this go bag that I keep referencing, I'll talk about that when I get there. Okay, so this last item, this is more or less a specialty item. I've used it a couple times. Pam's used it more than I have, simply because she's stitched longer than I have. And this is what is called a tacky bob. So this is what a tacky bob looks like. You can get them with a bunch of different papers inside. I think I have one with like paw prints on it or something. They come in a multitude of different variety covers. So this is basically a miniature CD case. Yes, throwback to when CDs were a thing. So that's what this is. Now, it is maybe a 4x4. Yeah, 4x4, maybe. Yeah. So it's not quite as large, obviously, as a CD case would have been, or would be. But, so first I'll talk about the outside. So on the outside, this is like foam. And the reason that this is on the bottom, so when you use it, it goes like this. And I'll show you what's on the inside in a second. Just building suspense. So this is foam, so that way when you have it sitting in your stitchy spot or around you, it's not slipping inside and all over the place. It's pretty stationary. So, and then also, if you didn't know, this strip right here is magnetic. So, you can magnetize it to something like a needle minder. Then you open this up, and now keep in mind, Pam has used this for a while. It is sticky, and you can kind of see the shine there see how sticky it is? And what this is used for, and both of these sides are sticky. Both this and this are both sticky. And what these are used for is for beading. So you, And then this magnet strip gets flipped right here, so you can use that magnet strip. If you wanted to or whatever. Interesting. Okay. It is like for beads, for like seed beads, like Mill Hill beads. So if you are doing like a Mill Hill kit, these are amazing because now you don't have beads flippy-flopping all over the place and rolling all over your stitchy spot, and you're chasing after them, your cats are trying to eat them, and all the things. So, you can even see your little bead still stuck right there from Pam's last project. So these are pretty cool. So, they come in super handy. Ask Cupcake Stitcher. I'm sure she'll tell you she loves a good tacky bob. Okay? Because she does all the beading. And you literally can, see, been using it every day. So you put the beads on here, and then you can literally take your beading needle and scoop them right off of here. Right off of here. It's amazing. So, so it's just a really handy tool, and it is on my, like, I really want to, I've never done a Mill Hill kit. What was it that I did? Oh, yeah. I did the Bluebird sampler from Heart and Hand, and as a shop model for keepsakes. Now, there was only like 5 seed beads on it. I didn't even use this. I just, more or less because I was lazy and didn't want to go find it. But I really, really enjoyed doing the 4 or 5 seed beads on that chart. And so I think I feel comfortable now enough to want to do a Mill Hill, like feel good about doing a Mill Hill. So, like a Mill Hill kit or ornament or whatever. So yeah, so Tacky Bob, and they come, like I said, in a variety of different prints and stuff. So I've seen a couple people say, I want to add that to my next order. Either call the shop on Monday, because I don't want to be held responsible for trying to remember that. So either shoot me an email or shoot Barbara an email or call the shop on Monday. Either one works. I mean, call the shop right now. I guess we're technically still open. Yeah. But yeah, so these are amazing. I highly recommend. Even if you are not really into beading, but like if you're somebody who's a big Mirabilia stitcher or a huge Mill Hill stitcher, or just like don't like beads flying around when you have to do it. I have a whole box of Mill Hill kits, Kia. I bought a ton of them, but I just haven't. Oh, Katie Glass, that reminds me, I need to show you the new Mill Hill releases. There's a Santa with penguins, just saying. Okay, but yeah, so I have a whole bucket full of freaking Mill Hill kits that I should just get out and start. Yeah, so those are the last 2 tools. Now, let's talk about my go bag. Okay, so, you just ordered the new Mill Hill, is that what you said? Just order it, yeah. I was already planning on it, but, I know we all want to live in with Katie, but I don't think Katie would like it if we all moved in with her. Would you, Katie? Didn't think so. Okay, so, when I talk about my go bag, when I'm referencing my go bag, I know, I'm going to add Mill Hill kit to my October starts. Ah! When I talk about my go bag, I'm referring to a bag this size. Is there a good beading, I'm assuming you mean beading video. Oh, learning video to learn how to do it. How to do what? How to do cross stitch? How to do beading? A learning video on what exactly? Whatever it is you're trying to learn, whether it's beading or cross stitch, I can confidently tell you that there's more than likely a YouTube video out there that is informative and is fantastic. Oh, beading video. I think so. I've never really looked into it. Pam, do you know of any good beading videos off the top of your head? Like how to bead videos?
No, but usually Mill Hill will have a diagram.
Oh. Like inside the kit?
How to come up and go down.
Yeah.
And so that your bead lays
the right way.
You want it to.
So I don't know if you heard that, but she said the inside of a Mill Hill kit is typically a good. There's usually a good diagram inside, but I'm sure that there's some kind of beading tutorial out there. And Miami Stitches, I did create the I'll Be Home Sal Facebook group. You can, if you just search on Facebook for I'll Be Home Sal, you should be able to find it.
Don't put in the Sal, just put in I'll Be Home.
Oh, oh, it does? Okay. So Pam said to, just put in I'll Be Home, and it comes up better that way, on Facebook. So if you are really struggling to find it, send me a private message, like a DM here on direct message on Instagram, and I will send you the link. And Aggie Rachel said that the Satsuma Street kits have great instructions as well, which does not surprise me. Her cross-stitch charts are really amazing, so I have a couple for Halloween kits, and which I've obviously never opened because they're a lot of beads, but she said that they have great instructions, so I'm confident in that. Okay, so this particular bag right here is the sidekick size bag from So Much to Love. I have these Notion size bags, from a lot of different makers. I have a bag of this size, or maybe a little bit longer, like a little bit taller, but basically this size bag I have like 4 or 5 by my stitchy spot, for when I am going somewhere. So inside of this size bag, and let me just... So it's 7 by 4. So 7 by 4. And so like yesterday when I went to Keepsakes, which I thought was hilarious of me, and I do this every single Friday that I ever worked, is I always pack my cross stitch thinking I might stitch, which is like the most ridiculous thought in the planet, as if I'm actually going to be able to stitch on a Friday at Keepsakes. But I brought it anyway, because ABC, always been cross stitch. So in here, and like last Wednesday, I had a doctor's appointment, and I took my cross stitch with me, and everything that I needed, like from a Notions tools standpoint, I put in this bag. Now, I know a lot of people are like, well, I have a pair of scissors in all my projects, or I have a package of needles in every project, and that's great. If that works for you, then more power to you. But I particularly like to only have like just one really good set, and then I take that set with me places. Kyle, you missed a lot, okay? You missed about 45 minutes, Kyle. But it'll be on YouTube. So, like, you know, it is what works for you. And then that way I know that, like, everything that I'm going to need from a Notion standpoint is in this bag. I don't have to go digging around a project bag or my other bag, whatever. And it's all in here. So, I will start by showing you what I put into this bag. So, now, all of the tools that I mentioned and talked about in earlier episodes of the Steph's Favorite Tool series, not all of them go in this bag. That would be crazy. But these are the ones that I take with me everywhere. Literally everywhere. Okay. So, let's start with, and I'm going to go through them and I'll give a brief overview of them, but I don't want to like repeat information all over again that people are like, we know. So, I always pack at least 2 extra strips like this. There's no reason why one is wider than the other. I just can't cut, right? That's why I'm not a quilter. And these are the little pieces of shelf liner that go underneath my Q-snap clamps to make them tighter. So, I usually bring at least 2 extra of them. And those take up less than 0 space. I have a plethora of these miniature trash bags. These are made by Linda Jo, pretty southern. I have probably 25 of them, if not more. And they are made out of high quality scrapbook paper, like thick, really good scrapbook paper. So these are cute Christmas light ones. So they're for orts, and they just stand up, and then, like, if you're traveling somewhere, or, like, going to, like, a keepsakes, and you sit around a table or whatever, this sits on the table, and then you put your orts in the trash bag, and then when you're ready to go for the day, folds right up. It goes right in the go bag. Just like that. Okay. And I use those, I have so many of them that I also use some of them as like little trash bags, like around my stitchy spot. But I have like cloth, ort catchers, but I don't take those out with me. And these, she does sell these on her Etsy shop, which is, pretty southern. And you get 4 of them for $10. So, yeah, and she has like different bundles and like a Christmas bundle or whatever bundle, whatever. Okay. And then I always bring 1 of my highlighter strips, which we talked about earlier. Now, this is tricky because I'm not always in the right place to be able to use this. And that is what it is. But I always just have it with me just in case. If I'm not, like when I was sitting at the doctor's office the other day and I was stitching, this was not really conducive to like that kind of environment. So it's in there. If I'm sitting at a table or whatever and I can use it, then great. Okay. Come here. Really? You're just going to lay right in? Okay. Thought you could see Muffin today too, but nope. Okay. Next. I always have my favorite pair of scissors, which these are, scissors, DMC scissors that I bought, at Joann's. Yeah. So, and then this is just a scissor fob. I like my scissor fob. I find them important for me. And so when I cut, I grab this fob and do that. And these are really handy when you're sitting in a doctor's office and you're like trying to reach down into your bag and you can find them because of the fob. So, quick story time about stork scissors. So you guys can see that that's a stork, right? Right. Okay. So when you hear the word stork, what is the first thing that comes to mind? And do not say scissors. If it's not babies, listen, I don't have any babies anywhere around me ever. And that's the first thing I think of is babies when I hear the word stork. So here is a little bit of history about the story behind stork scissors. I don't know the time period exactly, but Thank you, Katie, baby. So the story is that midwives had scissors with little storks on them that they used to cut the umbilical cords of babies. And then, but in, well, I don't know personally, but stories I've heard, most of the time, women giving birth takes a minute. Right? There's a lot of hurry up and waiting going on when a baby is being born. That's what I hear. I don't know from personal experience. Again, I repeat, I don't have any babies. Just what I hear. Word on the street. And so, before the baby was born and they had to cut the umbilical cord, the midwives, or what have you, would embroider, and they would use these scissors. And, I mean, obviously, like, they'd be sanitized and all that stuff in between. But they would be used to do their embroidery, their little projects, whatever. And then they'd use the scissors to cut the umbilical cord of the baby. So, I mean, if you just were to look it up, and you can read a lot more of the details about it, but I just think that that's super cool. So, and yes, that was Pam that just laughed. No one else is here. It's just me and Pam. Well, and the cats, but the cats don't laugh. Out loud, at least. So yeah, so these are cool. So typically, you see them in like a gold, silver situation. But these ones are just fun colored ones. Yeah. And I got them at Joann's, and I remember, okay, so I had a pair of these that, if you guys have been following us for quite some time, I don't think that's where fobs came from, Roseanne. I don't know. But I don't know if you guys have been following us since like the beginning of Just Keep Stitching. You'll remember that in July of 2017, we had to go to Maine, and we drove to Maine because my grandmother passed away, and that was the car ride where I learned how to railroad, and I had this pair of scissors. Well, I had a pair because I lost them. And I think what ended up happening was I got out of the car at some point, like at a rest stop on our way home, and dropped them out of the car. But I literally, I was like, I cannot stitch without these scissors. And so I went to Joann's, bought another pair, and these are my ride or dies. I love them. I love them so much. So, to answer your question, Linda, yes, I do protect my point of my scissors. I have a coarse red polka dot scissor sheath, and sometimes when you buy scissors, they'll come with a scissor sheath, and hi. Say hi. I love you. And so I, sometimes they come with sheaths, or you can buy sheaths. That's a really hard word to say. Sheath. You can buy them independently. That was Muffin. And then they go like that. And then they go in the bag. Okay. That little gray one was Muffin. The one who meows like, I can't believe you're touching me. How dare you touch me? That Muffin. Okay. So, next in the go bag is this. This is my handy dandy chart clip. It clips around your Q-snap or your frame. It also will, if it's not wider than this, it will clamp to just about anything. It can clip to the visor in your car. It can clip to, I sometimes will clip this off of my, lamp, and had it hang like this. Nice. And they're amazing. This came in super handy at the doc's office the other way. And I had my stitch bag at my feet, and 2 chart clips can hold a larger chart. Brilliant. That's literally brilliant. I just make working copies and then fold it a lot to put in this. That's so funny. Yay. So, I have my stitch bag at my feet, and this, sticking it on my Q-snap was actually kind of intrusive because people were, walking by, and so I stuck this on a notebook in my stitch bag. Yeah. Worked like a charm. And I found that a lot of people did not know this when I talked about it before, so I want to show you all again, that this is actually 3 pieces. So it comes apart, because Melissa, I don't know if you're still here, but this is a ball socket. So, see? And it goes right in there. Like that. L Snap says, are they called patterns or charts? I've always been a chart girl. I'm not really, gung-ho about either one. Sometimes I call it a pattern, sometimes I call it a chart. I will say, the only time I say charted for sure is when I'm stitching it as charted. Or I won't say I'm stitching it as patterned. You know what I mean? I say I'm stitching as charted. But I call them patterns and charts. It is what it is. I think it's kind of one and the same. Tomato, tomato, if you will. So it comes apart like this, and then also comes apart like this. So it does come off in 3 parts. But typically, I will just break it into 2. And I say break it loosely. So I'll have this piece, which is the bottom, and then this piece, and then that way they can go like this in the go bag. 1, 2, in a bag. Okay. Then the next thing that I always have in my go bag is this is my needle case. It was made for me by Melissa, Cupcake Stitcher. She made one for all of us in the Whistle Stop crew, which is really sweet of her. And she did all of this in customization. And it's sparkly because Melissa likes glitter. And then you open it, and I have a square needle minder in here that sits on this is magnetized down here, and I like having a needle minder in here because then I can just grab the needles off of the needle minder, see? And then I have some extra needles down below, and then I also have a beading needle for all the beading that I do, down here as well. And then I also have my snag nabbit as well. So, and so typically what I'll do is like, I'll have this like this. It snaps shut. Then I have an extra needle minder that I magnetize to it on some place on it. I mean, you can even do it on the back, whatever. And then I will stick... Uh-oh. Wave, Pam. There you go. And then I'll stick my snag nabbit in its sheath. Sorry. Like that. And then that way, when I'm like setting up in like wherever I am, my snag nabbit is attached to a needle minder. So like that way I don't have to... Alright, I'll let everybody freak out. Hi, Pam. Hi, Pam. Hi, Pam. And then that way the snag nabbit is attached to this needle minder, and so it doesn't get, like, easily lost. And I also have another snag nabbit that is bent that fits in here. So, just depends on what I'm feeling. But, snag nabbit, and then this is all kind of one together. Into the go bag you go. And then, got 3 more things. Cool. This is made by Dritz. I don't even know if you can see that. Dritz. And it is a magnetized needle case. So, right down here is a magnet. And then you take the top off. And the needles come out. Just like that. But they don't fall out because they're all stuck to it. And they go like this. And they go back in. So, I have all of my needles in here. Yep. It's pretty great. And so I always bring this because you never know. And I know that all that's in here are size 28 John James Tapestry Petite needles. So, I don't have any. I have a needle book that Kia made for me. And in there I have like some 26s. And I did get the gold-plated John James Tapestry Petites. And the squeaking drives me crazy. I didn't know it was going to be that bad, but it's real squeaky. So, I have them and hopefully I'll get used to them. But yeah. Someone said, I am an older person and am a Pam groupie. Pam's got groupies. Love it. Okay. Only 2 more items. My go bag is complete. I always bring a pair of tweezers with me. These, I'm not actually 100% sure, like, the manufacturer. L snaps. This is a corner gauge. The measure thing for the corners of fabric. I talked a lot about it at the beginning of this, Stay with Steph. So when it goes up on YouTube, you can check it out where I talk about this. So, yeah, it was discussed today. And it's called a corner gauge, not a wooden fabric measure thingy. So, yeah, that's what this is. Does Keepsakes have the double-ended eye in the middle needles? No. I mean, we can order them, but we don't have them in stock, no. Sorry. People have tried them, but no one has really been super enthusiastic about them, so that's why we don't have them in stock. Steph, have you ever used the needle straightener? The 2 rods you wrap your thread around. I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. The needle straightener. Rods you wrap your thread around. I have no idea. No idea. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Nope. So therefore, no. I have not ever used it because I have no idea what it is. So these tweezers, they're, especially if you, are in a, okay, I will Google needle straightener and see what comes up. Let me write it down because I'll forget. So because we live in a house with 2 animals, that I am constantly pulling cat hair out of projects. Like sometimes I get like super ridiculous about it. But I take these everywhere, because like there literally have been times where I've not had my tweezers and I've been like, well, it's fine. I'll remember to go back and pull that cat hair or that fiber out or whatever. And then I forgot. And then I'm like, man. So, these ones, I don't know who the manufacturer is, but they don't need to be as sharp as this. These fantastic scissors came from, one of the bags of the month from So Much Love. Thank you so much. That was a really sweet comment. And fun fact, you can use a scissor sheath to sheath your tweezers too. So, if you feel so inclined to do so. To be completely honest with you, I typically don't ever put a sheath on anything, because I have the items in my go bag as opposed to my project bag, and so I'm not worried about this poking my linen. It just is what it is. Okay, so those go in the go bag. And then last but certainly not least, is peels. Dang it, I don't have my Q-snap over here. Oh. But I always have a Q-snap handy. Okay. So, this is a Q-snap, and these are peels. So, they come in 4 colors: green, blue, orange, and pink. I think we are running low on pink ones right now. But we have plenty of the rest of the colors. Pink is just the most popular. And so what these are used for, they were originally invented or used for, like, for spools of thread, like for a sewing machine, and they unravel and you wrap it around the spool, and then, it, like, holds the threads on there or whatever. But cross-stitchers, genius, I don't know who came up with the idea, so, but you put your fabric on the Q-snap, and then if you have any excess fabric, that's what these are used for, is to hold excess fabric around a Q-snap. So, my favorite size is 8x8 Q-snap, but 2 peels per side of Q-snap. So that's 8. If you are typically an 11x11 stitcher, I might say 3 per side, just to, like, really keep it, locked and loaded, as they say. So that would be 12, because math. But they're great. They're 79 cents a piece. We sell them at Keepsakes. So, and you buy them individually. We don't have, like, a package of them. You just because what people need them for or want them for is different, and so therefore we don't sell them as a pack. They're sold individually. So, go get you some peels. They are fantastic. So I will typically, because I put 2 per side, I will bring 2 peels with me in my go bag just in case. So, okay, so put all that stuff in here, and now I'm ready to go. And then I take this with me with all my gadgets in it everywhere, so I know that I have everything, all my tools, my toolbox with me all the time. So there you go. Okay, it is 3:09. I did such a good job. Thanks, Steph. So that concludes the Steph's Favorite Tools series in Stay Home with Steph. And if you missed any of the series or you want to go back and rewatch, they're all up on YouTube. I'm hoping I don't have any problem with comments being turned off. So if I do, just please let me know, because I'm unaware of it if it happens. Thank you guys so much for all of your fantastic feedback. I'm glad that you all enjoyed this series so much. I enjoyed sharing it with you. So, I go back to regular schedule here at Keepsakes next Monday. So from here on out, I'm not going to promise and say I will be here Wednesday, I'll be here Thursday, whatever. If I am going to do a live, then I will post about it either the night before or the day of. And I'll keep you updated. I find that if I say that I'm going to do something and then I don't do it, then I feel worse about it than just not doing it. And I don't want to, lead anybody on. If I know that's not the right phrase, but, I know that there are plenty of people out there who are still under stay-at-home orders and who still are quarantining, and I get that, and I don't want to be insensitive to that, and so I do want to continue to do this. But however, I need to take care of myself first and my sanity first, because I can tell you right now, if I had come on here on Wednesday, I would have been mean and rude and would have said stuff, and I would have been crappy, and you would have hated me. So, but today I'm good. So anyway, just like this through this whole quarantine, I won't be doing a Stay Home with Steph Monday, Tuesday. I can tell you that for sure. But moving forward, we're just going to play it by ear. So, I have the priorities and taking care of myself is the first top of that priority. Okay, I'm just reading your comments. You guys are sweet. So this won't be my last Stay Home with Steph. I don't want it to be my last Stay Home with Steph. I just don't want it to be an expectation that I will be doing 4 a week. It's a part-time job, basically. And so I want to at least do 1 a week at the very, very least. So, because, like I said, I know that there are still people that are with stay-at-home orders and all of that stuff. And I know that you guys have enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed it. So, but I need to figure out a balance between doing all of that. So, yes, McDooner, I always railroad every leg of every stitch every time. Yes. So, just roll with me, and just follow me on Instagram, and, I will let you all know when we're going to do another Stay Home Stuff. So, alright, I love you all so much. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you're outside, please stay hydrated, and take care of yourselves and the ones you love. I love you guys so much. Bye.